Okay guys, this is TheEnder back. Part 2 of the movie versus Mong winners match for the Sonic Star League. I found a different stream, so I think this one will be better quality, and I didn't notice any lagging. So I rerouted about a minute so we can see that fight. So movie's on 3 bases. Mong is trying to take his third. Nice Zealot bombs and a Reaver. Unfortunately, it looks like the Reaver only got about 1 shot off. And now, since the tanks are on the low ground, they're pretty much unreachable by the Dragoons. There was only 2 Zealots bombed. So it looks like Mong takes that skirmish pretty well. And movie's forced to retreat. And it's a bit of a loss for Movie, since he did lose the shuttle, he lost the Reaver, lost a lot of Dragoons, and at the exact same time, Mong is getting his 3rd base, and he hasn't taken his 4th yet. Uh-oh, these Dragoons are getting surrounded, that's never good. Oh, lucky mine hit there. But that being said, neither of these players are, ready to take a killing blow, so we're still going to see how it goes. Oh, so there was a 4th base, possibly a slightly hidden one, in the bottom left position for Movie. And this is a pretty, I would say it's good, but actually I don't want to take that back, it's not. So usually the way these things work out is whichever race expands slowest is the one that wants to expand towards their opponent. And so if you're the faster expanding player, you want to expand away from him. And so the whole point is, if you can expand faster, you really want to spend as much time expanding and build as far away from your opponent, so it takes them a really long time to get to your expansions. So in this scenario here, Mong is expanding along the bottom towards the left, and so he's going to want to push and attack along that path, whereas Movie, since he's a Protoss player, he should be expanding faster than the Terran. Terrans are usually one of the slowest races to, or they are the slowest to expand. But because of that, he can guard his own bases while expanding if he pushes to the left. And so that's why it's suboptimal for Movie to really be expanding there. He should probably be expanding along the top right. And so they expand, each going clockwise, but because of that, it would favor Movie a little bit more since he's expanding away. That being said, he's taken the high ground, the main. Sooner or later, he'll probably take the natural there. He's also taken the 9 o'clock base. He warped in a cannon to clear that mine. So we're gonna have to see how it works out for him. It may still work out just fine. So if he gets these 2 bases up and running, then he'll be on 5 bases compared to Mong's 3 bases. And it does appear that Movie has his first Arbiters out, which are really going to start helping him turn the tide in the battle with the stasis and the recalls. Recalls are really nice because you get your army just completely on top of the Terran, and so whether you're doing it for harassment or for whatever you're doing it for, it can be really useful, since Terran have all those long-range high-damage units. So now this is really interesting. So the shuttle came in. Oh, that sucks. Alright, so the shuttle came in and it dropped a Reaver, and the Reaver, I thought it was for economic harassment at first, but no, it targeted down the missile turrets, which is a bit of an odd choice, a rather expensive way to do that, to take out missile turrets. But instead, he followed it up with the Arbiter. So the idea was the Reaver was going to clear the turrets, and the Arbiter was going to, be able to get in for, there wouldn't be any turrets anymore, so the Arbiter would just get in for free. But the Science Vessel there, we got a really, really nice clutch EMP, and that EMP, of course, knocks out the shield and the energy, so without the energy to recall that Arbiter's, it's useless. So that was a really nice play by Mong. It was a really great idea by Movie, but it didn't seem to work out. So, with that first Arbiter down, and losing that first Arbiter is a pretty big loss, because now there's really nothing keeping Mong in his base. So now he's going to push across the map, and the Terrans get really annoying when they do this. They're going to have one good fight in the middle, probably going to force Movie to retreat, and then he'll send something like 2 tanks to the bottom left, and maybe 2 tanks to the 9 o'clock position, and they're just going to slowly take down those bases, take down the cannons, and it's really annoying if you're a Protoss player, because, you know, the main army will keep you in check, and then those 2 units will literally take down the entire expansion. Instead, it looks like he's actually gone towards the top, which is a slightly odd decision. And it appears Movie is taking this fight, and he's going to take it pretty well. He's got a whole lot of Zealots. Usually the Protoss army versus Terran, they really like to be heavy on Dragoons, because, you know, you can micro the Dragoons, they're ranged, so they scale upward pretty nice. But that being said, of course, Zealots are a whole lot cheaper, and they only take half damage from the tanks, plus they're really fast. And versus tanks, the Zealots are just really, really good, because once the Zealots close and they get on top of the tanks will start splashing each other, and all of a sudden the tanks are all gone. But usually they don't go, Protosses don't go so Zealot heavy, because the Vultures do full damage to the Zealots, and you can't micro against it. But yeah, he's going for heavy Zealots, and it worked pretty decently. But yeah, I'm rather surprised about the decision to attack to the north rather than taking out those bases along the south, which are a whole lot closer to Mong's third. So there's something odd looking at the 3 o'clock position. If I had to guess, I would say there's a yellow pylon, and on top of that pylon is some kind of red building. You know. Oh, okay. No, it's just an observer. So it's Movie watching for Mong's 4th base, and he sees it. Alright, so Mong's going to be on 4 bases pretty soon. Movie's actually pretty decently saturated on 5 bases, so economically he's doing decently. I mean, of course you have to be ahead of the Terran, since the Terran is just so much more cost effective. But 5 bases versus the 3 that he has, and it's going to be 4, that's still a decent position, considering that Movie already has his Arbiter tech out, and he can possibly delay this 4th base by a little bit. Looks like there's a very small... Oh, shoot. There's a small push from Mong at Movie's 5th base, and it could actually get the Nexus. I don't know if you saw, but there was an EMP right there, and so that takes away all the shields, so once those tanks start targeting it, you know, it's already down to half health already because of the EMP. It could easily get sniped. Very easily. And it looks like... Oh, come on, it's got like... 12 HP! 1 shot left, yes, alright. That's... yeah. I don't know if it was necessarily super worth it due to the... I mean, Mong just lost 4 tanks right there, in addition to the Vultures, and possibly a Science Vessel. But, I mean, so cost-wise, the units he killed versus the units he lost, it probably wasn't that good for Mong. But on the other side, since he's going to be delaying mining for a full, minute and a half, while that Nexus is rebuilt, it's probably still worth it. And so now at the same time he got his 4th base up, so instantaneously we've got 4 bases for Movie and 4 bases for Mong. But of course there's already probes there, so that base will come up pretty soon. But man, once again he's trying to snipe the 12 o'clock Nexus, and he's going to get this one for sure. EMP dropped it to half health, and 3 tanks firing at him. Man, tanks kill so fast. So of course when they're sieged, tanks have 75 attack, plus the upgrades, 5 points in upgrade. And I would say by now he's got at least +2. So that means he's doing 85 damage per shot on that Nexus. And Nexuses, when they're at half health like that, because they have the shield all knocked out, it's only 750 health, so he only needs to do about 3 volleys each from each of his tanks, and it goes down after that EMP, which is really quickly. Now that recall, that got cleaned up really fast by Mong. Part of the problem was he landed, and there was mines on either side, so that, you know, of course he warps in, and the next second he loses shield and some of his units, you know, really quickly. Plus his SCVs did a pretty good job buffering and doing a little bit of damage. Yeah, so it looks like Mong is actually really pushing Movie back here. So he hasn't been able to mine on, you know, even though he's had 5 bases, he hasn't been able to mine on all of them pretty consistently for the last few minutes. And it looks like Movie's not even going to try to reestablish that 12 o'clock. So oh, looks like we have another recall here. Very small one, it looked like only... Oh, I think he hit some more mines. Yeah, because you see like 5 Dragoon corpses all in one spot. Yeah, that's the problem. If you recall somewhere where you don't have an observer, and of course you couldn't have an observer there due to all the turrets. But once again, you see all the mines. Look out! Oh, there's gonna be. Oh, that was just a shuttle. Okay. I was thinking, yeah, he's gonna lose even more. But yeah, this isn't looking very happy for Movie. He doesn't have an overwhelming army. He's still being harassed at his, what was originally his 4th base at the 9 o'clock, but is not anymore. So yeah, it's rough. He's got maybe 1 or 2 arbiters only. Not too much going for him. And unfortunately, he keeps on trying to make these really good big moves of harassment to take out Mong's bases, but Mong has just been defending really well. He's got mines at all of them. So, I mean, really, if at all possible, it'd pretty much be better for just Movie to use his arbiters to as best he can, just win a really decisive battle against the army. And take it from there, rather than trying to do all this harassment. Oh, and once again, Dragoon's being caught out in the middle. You know it's a bad sign when the Terran just A moves into you, they don't have to even siege up. Yeah, and that's a lot of vultures. So, I mean, of course, vultures missed Sidestorm. So, of course, vultures don't do too much to the main body of the Dragoons. But you see how heavy on Zealots Movie's going, and they do full damage to the Zealots. So it's very problematic. Of course, I mentioned before, Zealots are more cost-effective, but since they can be taken down while taking pretty much no losses, you know, it's... Oh no, not again. There's mines! He already gets past the mines, and he still takes a mine hit on the majority of his troops. And that was just such a small recall, too. You know, it was only like, what, 3 Dragoons and some Zealots? Alright, so Movie's natural is mined out. And that means his main is probably mined out. So he's got the 9 o'clock base, and the 7 o'clock base, and 2 Dragoons on harassment duty. So it's as much of a game as it can be. It's, you know, it's decided. Okay, so after this game, so Movie goes down to the final match. Mong advances, and so then we're going to have a losers match where Killer is going to fight Quanro, and the winner of that match is going to go on to the final match to play against Movie, and Movie or whoever went, so Movie or this other unnamed Zerg will play each other. The winner of that will move on from this group, as well as Mong. And really, Movie needs to just call GG. I mean, it's been game for a few minutes now. He doesn't want to give up for some apparent reason, but he's really got nothing to work with. He barely cleaned up the 9 o'clock where it was getting taken out, but from the looks of it, he doesn't have many or any probes there. So, yeah. So Mong's trying to tell a movie to get out of the game, so he's doing funny stuff. He casted a D-web on, sorry, not a D-web, a defensive matrix on the Arbiter. But yeah, it's movie's still trying, and this might be his last hurrah. But yeah, nothing's gonna happen. Just doesn't have anything. Barely mining. Of course, this attack appears to be doing really good, but it's because I'm going to guess Mong was probably either max supply or nearly max supply, and his army was on the other side of the map. Alright, so there's the GG from movie. Alright, so we are moving on to the losers match, and the winner of the losers match will play against movie to also escape the round, or the group stage, just like Mong did. So congratulations to Mong, he is moving on to the next round, round of 8, and Movie still has a chance. He has to beat another Zerg though. So, alright, GG.